The Windblume Bow is the new bow in the 1.4 update that is free for all players who play in the event, and you also can refine it from 1 to 5 for completely free. But in this video, it's been a little while since it came out, it's been about a week since it came out, but we're going to discuss how good is the bow, because I've seen some people do comparisons, but I want to give my 2 thoughts on it or so, because I think it's an okay bow. It's not the best bow out there, but it definitely has its uses, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. And I'm going to say why it could be okay or terrible for some, if not all characters, because I have most of the bow characters now. So yeah, we're just going to talk about that today. So if you do enjoy this video and you do want to support me, you can always feel free to sub, because only 4.8% of watch videos are subscribed. And if you're new to the channel or you're a returning viewer, we do daily Genshin Impact guides, discussions, anything in between, and the growth on the channel has been pretty slow, so I'm still trying to pick it back up again. I mean, if you're a returning viewer, you've probably heard the gist by now. So if you want to support me, feel free to sub, and so let's get into it. So the Windblume Bow is a bow that has basically it has okay base attack. It's the same base attack as the prototype Crescent, which is the same base attack as the stringless, which yeah. Most of the bows in this game have the same base attack as each other, especially in the 4-star band of bows, so nothing special here. But the main thing here is Elemental Mastery, which is similar to the stringless, and the ability Windblume Wish is that it gives a boot, it basically increases your attack for 6 seconds. So we're going to discuss that, and why it can be okay for some characters. Not all characters, but it can be okay for some. Because the 6-second attack boost might not be the most beneficial given that other bows do exist in this game. So I'm going to swap over to official right now, and that's because official uses the stringless, and I want to test her out the Windblume Ode to quickly show a point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put her into a new party with just her and okay, hey Ningguang, what's up?
Behold, the princess
and her, and we're just going to discuss like what actually happens. So you have Elemental Mastery on this bow, which is good for performing extra reaction damage, which is pretty good for as far as, well, electric casters go, because you do have some decent damage from electric reactions. But the main thing to notice here is that official's attack right now is 935, and if we use her ability, which is Oz, her attack goes up to 1016. Now, if we switch to, let's say, Noelle, we put down her shield, official's attack will stay at 1016 while she's off the field. However, because this is only going to be a 6-second effect, for something like official's bird, it's not actually going to be the greatest. You might get 2 or 3 extra hits that do a bit of extra damage, but well, I'm not sure if when you use the ability it will give her like the max damage, but that's something that needs to be tested further. But basically, it's okay. If we compare it to something like the stringless could be a better bow here because of the fact that this 16% is okay, but the stringless at rank 1 gives a higher damage number, and the other thing as well is that with something like this, especially with a character like official, it's going to be more constant compared to this, unless you refine it to rank 5. If you refine it to rank 5 with the pieces from this event, which I've not done yet because I want to stream maybe some of the event stuff, so, and maybe to play it with some of you guys, so I'll probably end up streaming it tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, if you refine it, it will be a bit better. I don't know if it'll be better than the R1 stringless though, but the main gist of it is, if you don't have a stringless, it's a good bow. You know, it's a good bow to use for official. If you told me 3 weeks ago, before I got the stringless, that this bow was going to come, I'd be happy, because the stringless is a really, really good weapon, and this weapon is basically a free-to-play stringless, and I'm happy that something like this is available for players, because obviously it took me 6 months to get the bow. I mean, think about how long a free-to-play player would take to get it. It's been quite a while, so being able to have that as a free-to-play is really great. But I'm going to show off some other examples of what bows could be better, or more importantly, what you could use the Windblume Bow on. Now, you could use it on Gardew. Now, obviously, if you got something like the Amos bow, or the prototype weapon, or the Blackcliff, it'll probably be better. But you could technically use the Windblume here, because you could use her E and get the attack boost, but not really, because the attack boost from the Windblume Ode is less than what you get from the attack percent on the prototype Crescent. So the prototype Crescent is actually better than the Windblume Ode if you're going for raw attack percent only. but it's fine. You could also use the Windblume mode on Child, again, if you didn't have this prototype weapon, because an interesting play you could do here is, and it's going to be a really specific situation, is you could use Child, you could use this E to go into melee stance to get the attack bonus, and then you could use this burst and cause a vaporized reaction, which means the Elemental Mastery procs and the Windblume Wish effect procs, but it's a very specific situation that I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing. However, though, Child's Burst is quite strong and it's coming out on the banner soon, so if you want to get this weapon and try it out, I'd say do it because you might as well get it. There could be a character that uses better later down the line, but other bow users in the game are Diona. This bow would not work on Diona because Diona goes off of HP percent, not attack percent. Unless you want to use Diona as a main damage dealer, then I wouldn't say to use it because obviously she goes off of HP instead of attack percent. And then you could use Amber, but the thing is with Amber as well is that Baron Bunny takes more than 6 seconds to deploy, so that also doesn't really help her out either, because unless you're using her as a main damage dealer, which I know not a lot of people do, but you know, Amber's pretty cool, but that's also a problem. But the main character that I feel like people might use her with, well, not use her, but use like the bow with, is Venti. Now, this is mainly because Venti is another bow user, obviously, but his main quirk is that he's mainly an ability user. Now, you could use this, but the thing is, stuff like his Wind's Grand Ode or his Skyward Sonnet, well, not Skyward Sonnet as much, but his Wind's Grand Ode, his burst lasts for longer than 6 seconds, so you might not be getting the maximum swirl damage out of that, so Stringless would be better. But the thing is that I say the bow's mid tier, and I'd say get it, but if you got better options, I wouldn't use it entirely. But I leveled up for the festive feeling because of the festival event that's going on. But I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about the bow? Because I think it's going to be alright. So thank you guys for watching this short video. Now obviously comment down below what you thought. And I'll see you guys in another video soon. So please take care. And I'll see you all tomorrow probably.